What if the glowing garden that lights up the night suddenly went dark and only a bunny, a fox, and a baby hippo could bring back its magic? Deep in a sun-dappled forest lived three good friends. There was BB, a baby hippo with a big heart and an infectious giggle. She loved nothing more than splashing about in muddy puddles. Then there was Tycho, a clever little fox with a bushy tail that shone like a polished red gemstone. And lastly, Lila, a gentle bunny with velvety fur and whiskers that quivered with kindness. She had a tiny satchel of seeds, which she scattered everywhere in the hope that more flowers would grow. One day, Bibi, Tico, and Lila were playing hide-and-seek near the edge of the Whisperwood when they heard a strange sound. It was a giggle, but not one of joy. It was a deep, rumbling giggle that shook the trees. "What was that?" asked Lila, her whiskers trembling. "I don't know," said Tycho, his tail drooping, "but I don't like it." Just then, a grumpy voice boomed through the wood. "Ho ho, whoever is out there, come and find me if you can." The friends looked at each other. They had no idea who was there or what he wanted, but something told them they should go and see. As they ventured deeper into the woods, the light from the sky began to fade, and the trees grew darker and scarier. Suddenly, the path ahead of them disappeared, and as the last rays of sunlight faded away, the forest was plunged into darkness. "Oh dear," said Lily, her eyes wide with fear. "We're lost." Just then, a tiny glow appeared before them, and as they stared, it grew into a beautiful garden filled with sparkling flowers, giggling brooks and fireflies that twinkled like fallen stars. "Wow," whispered Tico, his bushy tail perking up. "It's magical." And indeed, it was. For this was the legendary Moonflower Garden, said to bloom only at night and light up the darkest of nights. But now the moonflowers drooped like wilted petals, and the fireflies flickered weakly. "What's happened?" asked BB, her eyes full of concern. An ancient voice answered, "The Moonflower Garden is losing its glow because the moonstone has gone missing." The friends gasped. Without the moonstone, the garden would never bloom again. And so, with heavy hearts, they set off to find it. Their journey took them across a giggling brook that splashed at anyone who stepped too slowly, over a pebble bridge guarded by a sleepy old turtle who only allowed them to cross after they solved her riddle, and past a thicket of prickly bushes where playful hedgehogs rolled around like bouncing balls. All the while, the garden called to them, its voice growing fainter with every passing moment. Just when their hope was fading, Tico spotted something glittering in the hollow of an old tree. "Look," he whispered, his eyes shining with excitement. As they cautiously approached, they saw that it was the missing moonstone. But before they could rejoice, a mischievous magpie flew down from a nearby branch. "Hey, what's this doing here?" she cried, squawking loudly. "I found it first." She cackled gleefully, thinking it was just another shiny treasure to add to her collection. BB, Tico, and Lila were furious. This magpie had caused all this trouble. She had to be stopped. But instead of scolding her, they offered her a deal. If she helped them return the moonstone to the garden, they wouldn't tell the other animals what she'd done. The magpie thought for a moment. She didn't want to be alone in her nest, so she agreed. And together, the four of them made their way back to the Moonflower Garden. As they placed the stone back in its rightful place, the moonflowers began to glow, brighter than ever. And the fireflies blinked happily, their tiny lights twinkling like a million stars. And so, under the soft light of the glowing blooms, the friends shared a midnight picnic, their hearts filled with the joy of a night well spent.